MS Dhoni, genius, master, captaincy goat, but gamesmanship and a very cunning ploy? Well, Chennai Super Kings may have reached the final for yet another time in the IPL, but in the first qualifier that was there against the Gujarat Titans, during the 16th over of Gujarat Titans' chase, there was one particular incident that became a major talking point. Not much was deliberated about this because, yes, everybody was swept away by MS Dhoni playing for the last time this season at Chepauk. The emotions were high. There was also a lot of happiness because Chennai Super Kings reached the final for the 10th time. However, this particular argument that MS Dhoni had with the umpires over a particular rule which not many of them had known was indeed the major talking point. Lot of the commentators, lot of the analysts just said that MS Dhoni's ploy just did not make sense. Because at one point in time, you also had to ensure that you had an overrate penalty as well. Now that is the reason why in this video, I will tell you what was the rule all about and why did MS Dhoni have an argument with the umpires about it. So you all saw that when the 16th over was about to be bowled, MS Dhoni stalled play. And it was about Matisha Patirana. Patirana had left the field for 9 minutes and he had come to bowl and he was getting ready to mark his run up and charge in. But then the umpires realized something and then they had to stop play and consult MS Dhoni about it. Now that consultation took a lot of time because what happened after that? Patirana was off the field for 9 minutes. Now when he had come to bowl, umpires realized that Patirana had 4 minutes left on the clock before he could bowl. He had 4 minutes left because the rules stipulate in very simple terms that if the player is off for 8 minutes or more, he cannot indulge in any kind of batting or bowling activity for that stipulated period of time. But then MS Dhoni argued. He stalled the play. He was engaging with the conversation with the umpires. And Dhoni and the CSK side gathered around the umpires to dispute the decisions. But call it coincidence or call it a divine act of providence. By the time the conversation ended, the 4 minutes that was there, the 4 remaining minutes that were there, that lapsed. So Patirana was eligible to bowl again. This conversation and the time wasting tactics has really not gone down well with some sections of the public, because would you want to stall time and also have an overrate penalty at the same point in time? This is a major issue. Now what is the rule? What do the IPL playing conditions state about players being absent from the field for a certain period of time? So, according to Rule 24.2.3, the sub-clause is 24.2.3.1. If a player is absent from the field for longer than 8 minutes, the following restrictions shall apply to the future participation. The player shall not be permitted to bowl in the match until he has either been able to field or his team has subsequently been batting for the total length of playing time. A player's unexpired penalty time shall be limited to a maximum of 40 minutes. If any unexpired penalty time remains at the end of an innings, it is carried forward. So the player shall not be permitted to bowl. But in this case, there is yet another clause that overrides this. What is that? 24.4. Player returning without permission. This is probably the clause that Matisha Patirana fell foul of. Because if a player comes onto the field of play in contravention of clause 24.2.2, which is this one, player absent for longer than 8 minutes, and comes into contact with the ball while it is in play, the ball shall immediately be called dead. The umpire shall signal a no ball or white ball to the scorers. 5 penalty runs can be awarded. Then runs completed by the batter shall be scored together. The ball shall not count as one for the over. The umpire shall inform the other umpire, captain of the fielding side, the batter, the captain of the batting side for the reason. Did any of these things happen? Was rule 24.2 of the playing conditions adhered to? No. Because the loophole in this is there is no mention of the time lapsed. Pathirana just had to wait for 4 minutes. Couldn't MS Dhoni have gotten someone else to bowl at that particular point and avoid this fracas? Well, apparently he chose not to because he had some set plans in mind. He did not want to deviate from it, and that is the main reason why 24.2.2 as well as 24.4, the 8 minutes or the 9 minutes that were there, he just stalled and wasted it by arguing with the umpires. Do you expect that in this IPL or for any other thing that MS Dhoni would be banned or handed a big fine? No, because it was clear that Chennai Super Kings wanted to take the over rate penalty. It was no problem, but they would not deviate from the set plan that was there. Because of that, in the past also, there has been no deterrent. You remember IPL 2019, MS Dhoni barged onto the field at the Savai Mansingh Stadium, argued with the umpires over a wide call, but in the end, he was just given a 50% fine. Big problem. The umpires, and that too, one of them was an ICC elite umpire in Chris Gaffney. He surely knew the playing condition rules. He surely knew how to adhere to them. But when it came to MS Dhoni at the cauldron of Chepauk in the IPL, he is also powerless. This incident got pushed into the background very quickly because CSK won for the first time against Gujarat Titans. So, at the end of the day, this small thing, it again has divided opinion. Is it a masterstroke? Is it a cunning ploy? Or is it gamesmanship? It's up to the viewers and all the authorities to decide about it. MS Dhoni may have achieved everything as a white ball captain. IPL great, CL great, ODI, T20I. He's done it all. He's won all the things that needs to be there. But this kind of tactics, is it worth? Is it even in the spirit of the game? But who cares about the spirit of the game when results are coming your way? That is the way this IPL has really shown. This can be tactical, can hail it as a masterstroke. But there is another side also that considers this very negative indeed. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.